This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen. Okay? You're recording. You're recording. You're recording. I have 3 recordings. Yes, red light. Yes, red microphone. Yes, red light for freaking... Oops. Stand by. Hey everybody, welcome back to RATTLECAN FAB Shop. I'm James, and this is what I learned in school last week, the end of the semester edition. I'm almost out of coffee, too. Ooh, I bet that made a great noise. Anyways, end of the semester, so let's quickly go through what has been happening, and with any luck, everything will keep recording because this is the 3rd try in making this happen. We were wrapping things up 2 weeks ago in classes in welding. I found some of my old stick welding projects on a table of, cast off derelicts. This is a pad of beads, which we've referred to multiple times, where you literally just draw lines of metal. The lumpy stuff on one side is 6013. Starts super easy, makes a kind of looking bead. The stuff on the other side is 7018, which does not start easy, at least for me. And once you get it going, I think it makes quite the nice bead. Then I also did a fillet weld on a T-joint. That's, where you're filling this part in right here. That's a 3-pass weld, but that was done with 7024 because that's all the rod we had. 7024 is a great flat rod from my experience, and once you start trying to pile it up vertically when you're doing a horizontal line, it's get a lot of slag inclusions and junk like that. So that was welding. Machining class the next day, I got my 3rd project back, did okay on it, and then was spending time making something called a drill drift. That's part of the NIMS projects in the back of the workbook for the textbook that we have. One of them I ground longitudinally, ground it long ways, and it exhibited the same funky kind of pattern that was on my workpiece. And the thought is that is a combination of the base metal and possibly some sort of a vibration, maybe a resonant frequency or something. I don't know. In that longitudinal direction, because I've got the wheel on there for quite some time. So I don't know if once it's coming into contact with the part, if there's a bounce going on and that bounce carries on throughout the piece. I don't know. People around me didn't really know either. The other one, I put it there on the mag chuck short ways. So instead of having to go across this much of it, I'm only going across this much of it at a time, and that seems to have kind of quenched it. So that leads me to think that perhaps there is some merit to thinking that it had something to do with the length of time that it is on the wheel. There's contact between the workpiece and the wheel. Anyways, Wednesday we finished up doing some programming stuff and running it on the Haas trainers. And Thursday, I did a lab final in my metrology class. 12 different stations set up across the lab, and lots of notch blocks. There's a notch block at almost every station. There's a gauge pin at almost every station, and you have instructions to measure this dimension, measure this part, calculate this, convert this. So you worked your way through all those 12 stations, and for some odd reason, photography and videography was discouraged. Over the weekend, finished trying to prep the site for Mrs. Rattlecan's upcoming shed project, and found this. Interesting answers come. I am located in kind of southwestern Ohio. I thought it was a tanuki skull, and if you want something fun, look that up. And then I also went to a men's retreat known as Man Camp, which of course is delightfully illustrated by me sitting next to the lake with a herd of inflatable unicorns. Good times. Getting prepped for hopefully a concert, which has been in the works for, 3 years. It's been canceled a couple of times because of, the plague. And then there was, a personnel issue with one of the members' guitar techs passing away the night before the show. In fact, the trucks were here at the venue, and the show didn't happen. Then continued work prepping the site. We had to remove all these pavers. There's 1,200 pounds of pavers that had to get out of the way, a bunch of rock. And then as a side project, which kind of ties into what we're doing here, we have installed a rain chain. We saw these first when we were in Asia, and we purchased one when we were stationed outside of Tokyo, and have been lugging it around for years. Finally got this back patio project completed and put it up, but the issue we're running into is it is connected to an American-style rectangular downspout hole, and the rain chains are circular. So when it rains, it doesn't go in the hole. Kind of defeats the whole purpose of that. So we're looking at trying to fabricate an adapter that will take that rectangular shape, turn it into a circular shape. I've got some aluminum to do that up with, but as I started to get going on the fabrication on that, there are a couple of things that happen. Number one, if you got glass cheaters and you're trying to change a lens, because it's got some spatter on it. If you drop them, glass breaks. So I had to replace that. And then when I went to strike a spark, my helmet didn't change. I got flashed real quick, and through a little bit of testing, it was not auto darkening at all. So changed the battery in it. That didn't change anything at all. Check the voltages on the battery. So it's the actual cartridge itself. So I have a replacement cartridge ordered. When it's going to get here, I don't know. Because apparently the company that I went through, when they list it in stock, what they're really telling you is that the warehouse that we work with, they have it in stock. So we'll get it from them and then we'll pass it on to you. Irritating. So we're waiting on that. So anyways, that takes us to this week. And this week was just all exams. And let's see if I may have to go through this separately. Let's go to here. And we can go into my eLearn. Nope. Here we go. eLearn. So welding and metal joining. I ended up getting an A, just barely. There are bonus points that are assigned. See, I just ate it here. I'm thinking I turned this quiz in and I didn't answer something. Like a page. I might have missed something on the back of it. That's just bizarre. I don't know how I get that many points out of 6. That's bizarre. But anyways, ended up getting an A out of that class. I'm okay with that. Showing up means something. cleaning up your station means something. End up getting an A out of my tooling and machining class. Totally okay with that. Cnc Ops. Come on, baby. Cnc Ops, got a B out of it. Can't argue with that. This test, that was disastrous. 65. And then this homework thing here, I know what happened there. I think about halfway through, I got confuselated, and I flipped my X and my Z coordinates. I think that's what happened on that. That one we just bombed. You know, I made up for it in the final because it all clicked. You know, I was, for the first week or so of CNC lathe, things were different than what we had been doing. Plus, I'm learning manual lathe work in one class and CNC lathe work in another, and they're different. I mean, they're the same, but they're different. Does that even make sense? I was fighting it there for a week, maybe even 2 weeks, but it finally came around. Tooling and metrology, there's nothing posted in there. We've never had anything posted in there. But going into it, you know, I had a 95 in my lab. I had 88 in my homework, 84 in the midterm. My lab final, apparently I did okay. Got an A on that, so we'll just have to wait and see what the final grade is on that. So that sets us up for a week off, and then we start the summer semester. Interpersonal communications. I feel like I should have been able to CLEP out of that. Math for technologists, I'm kind of looking forward to that, just because I'm not terribly strong in math, and I'm not doing this class online because I want to be in front of somebody to where I can go, I don't understand. Can you explain it to me in a different way, please? Advanced machining operations. I actually had to get a waiver to get into that class because the prerequisite for that is Math 1110. But because I had a teacher go to bat for me and consulted with a couple of others, and they all said, yeah, he's fine. So I'm in that one. And then PC apps for engineering. My understanding is that is just Microsoft Office. Did you stop again? There is about to be violence between me and my technology. Anyways, so that is what has happened. That is what is coming up. If you want to find out what's happening in the projects as far as the yard stuff, that'll be over on Mrs. Rattlecan's house channel. With the shed project. Well, I've just done the prep work. I'm exceedingly proud of her because she wanted this done, and I was kind of poo-pooing it because my brain is somewhere else. So she took over the general contracting part of it. She's walked all the permits through. She's got everything lined up, and that is she's fully capable of doing that. I just don't know that she thinks she ever thought that she could do something like that, and once you did it, it's fine. So yeah, that'll be cool. We'll get that going, and then I think we're going to spread, I don't know, 12 cubic yards of mulch again, because, you know, I hate my back. So anyways, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks because we got a week off, and then I have to do my first week so that I can tell you what happened on my first week, because, you know, time, linear, that kind of stuff. So you guys be safe. Have an enjoyable 2 weeks until I see you again. And remember, if I can do it, you can do it, because we all know I'm not a smart guy. I'm just trainable. See you when I see you. Have a good one. Cheers.
Thanks for taking the time out of your day to spend it here with me. Hope you enjoyed this video. Here's one that you might enjoy as well. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to hit that button, hit the bell next to it so that you get a notification when we drop a new video. If you've got comments, put them down beneath the sermon notes. And remember, if I can do it, you can do it. You guys have a great weekend. Cheers.